Yan hawane. Wasa siya teach the cut you hon. Yek ege. Wasa. Okay.
Chachat? No, wait, I'm just me.
Achataya.
Chataya.
Okay. Yek e.
Yachoglag. I made it here again.
Yeah, away.
Ah,
It wasn't as bad, but it was still.
Kuriguas.
Yeah.
Yeah, away.
Not as bad though.
Well, tonight. Later.
Mm-hmm.
Yagan.
Siagan.
Uh-huh.
It will be darker.
Uh-huh.
And it's like,
Yanach. Kekakwas.
anach. Oh, so it'll be thicker?
Yeah, away. Ishan. Yanikuka. Yidikuk.
Tuk.
Well, let me show you guys a bit of a trick here. Let's see how this
Trick?
works. The resolution on this screen is so high. I can never find where my mouse goes to the other side. Okay. I'll show you guys a little trick that I learned over the winter. And then let's see if anybody has any questions. And then we're going to do a pretty intense little slideshow thing here. It's so tiny on this TV. So there is this Tlingit verbs site here. And let me know if you guys got questions anywhere. If you guys can't see anything, let me know. I'm gonna zoom the screen in as much as I can.
It's on the UAF.
We're here at YNLC. I don't know if you can see us at all or.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I can see you guys on there. I don't see any image.
Yeah. So let's see if I can.
How about
Oh,
It's
Satine.
on his class. It's web source resources.
now? So you have 6 students on this end?
Oh, tachanach. Hey. Sheesh.
Usue?
Kwanlin, they're at the Yukon Native Language Center in Whitehorse.
Whitehorse?
Plug in one more thing.
Oh,
Awesome.
yeah.
So,
I've been now I remember.
what I'll show you guys is how to save a couple of things directly to your computer. This is particularly works well if you have a laptop. Otherwise, you can, as long as you have internet access, you can access some of this stuff. But we've been trying to figure out what do we do for folks that want to take the show on the road.
This is on his
So
page.
one of the things that we're going to look at is if you did an internet search for Tlingit verbs,
Then it'll come to.
one of the things that will come up is this online Tlingit verb dictionary.
And then down here it's that
So
one.
if you click on the online Tlingit verb dictionary, it'll take you to this page here. So this says online Tlingit verb dictionary, database of over 1,100 conjugated Tlingit verbs. The Tlingit index is the part we'll probably work with the most, and I think is the most useful part of it, if you're at this stage of language learning. So what you can do is you can right-click on here, and there should be, if you're using a browser called Firefox or a browser called Chrome, you can do Save Link As. And when you click Save Link As, it'll ask you to save it. I'm sorry, this is very small. But I would just leave it. You don't have to change the name of it. It's going to want to save it as an XML document. You don't need to know what that is. The only thing you need to know is where you save it. So just save it in a place where you'll be able to find it. So if I save it to, let's just say I'll save it to my desktop, even though saving things to your desktop is messy practice. I'll save it to my desktop. And then in a web browser, if I go File, and then open file or Command O or Control O, and I go to where I saved that, and then here's the Tlingit verbs roots. Now this is the web page where you can look up all these different verbs, and it's saved directly on your computer. So you don't need the internet at all. It downloads that entire thing. It's pretty fast process. It is kind of an unusual process if you haven't done this before, but then you're using a web browser, but it's looking at a file that's saved locally. That way, if you're traveling, you can access, just keep this window open, and if it closes, all you have to do is reopen it from where it was. And so if you save it somewhere where you can find it easily, then you could be on a plane, on a boat, on a train, wherever, and you can look this stuff up. And there's another one.
Will it open the links?
Yes.
Yeah, because they're all there. It's all there. You don't need any internet. You could take this out to camp. You could take this to villages that have very limited internet access. And so I really recommend.
Tablet.
I don't know for a tablet, but we'll try to. I'll see if we can get someone to just make an app for it. I don't really own the data, but
Well, you could screenshot the whole thing.
No, you can't.
It's huge.
but I usually for an iPad or for a phone, I usually just keep that website open, and even if I don't have internet access, it usually works. Sometimes it's going to want to reload. It'd be nice. It would be nice to have an interface just like this that could just stay open. So I'll see what I can get the universe to do. Dear universe.
Goodness.
And there is another one. I'll have to send you guys the link for this one. And I don't know if I'll even be able to do it. Media. It's tlingitlanguage.com. Media. Dictionary. So this is another one. So it's tlingitlanguage.com/media/dictionary. This gets you an HTML version of the dictionary that I did. And I don't know how. Let's see what happens. So I think you can go save page as and web page complete, and then you save it, and it should do the same thing. So this would be an HTML file, and then it does the same thing. So you can also have this version of a dictionary. So it doesn't have the pages. There's like a whole bunch of entries in here, but it's kind of a fast way to have it open. You can do searches here, so I can search for iron. I guess I don't know. Anyways, that's there. I guess you search down here. Okay. Anybody got any questions, thoughts, language things you were thinking of?
I do.
Rasa?
I want to say, Ach du she Sheldon du saye. Tleka ka dech. Age. I don't know how to say age.
Teka kadech awe
Awe.
du katagu.
Oh my goodness. Awe du kata. Hat gusa Sheldon yati. Hat ke gushka yati.
Say that.
Hat ke gushka yati.
Oh, ach gushkuk yeyeti.
Okay.
Or like he right now?
No, my cat is not here right now.
Yewuti.
I want to be able to say stuff like that.
Yay. Yeah, so ach gushkuk yeyeti, yewuti.
Kach.
The last one, is that the one that you did that has the same basket design as Nation Story?
Yeah.
Because I was able to just open it in books and.
Yeah, and you could save that one right to your iBooks or your
That will work.
Acrobat.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that one's a PDF. So that one's
I-
probably easier to work with for PDF.
when I tried Carrie's, it saved just that front page.
Oh, really? Okay.
Nothing else did, but I'll try it on my desktop.
I'll see. I might be able to get someone to convert it to something
Uh-huh.
that's searchable for us to take on the go. Yeah, so the thing that we looked at there was, let me try and get this to a readable size. So there are a couple of useful phrases there. One was katagu, which is, it comes from ka and ta. So ta is a winter or a year. So I could say, the way I can use this, I could say, kunsa katagu. Oops, there should be a space there.
How many years?
So what we see is we should be able to recognize a possessive pronoun there. So then I can learn how to use this. Dahunjin kat kanask awe ach katagu. And then ach yetki ko'a dachadushu kakejin. Dachadushu du katagu awe ach shukwa yadi. A iti a kejin awe du katagu. Kawe huchia nask awe du katagu. So that's the way you can use this. And so the other thing is just finding where the language just works well with an awe. It just creates a little bit of space in between things. And it's just something that you listen to, and as you're reading Tlingit, you just watch, and you'll start to get a feel for when there should be an awe. It just creates a little bit of separation. So like you could say, Ya'achdushi awe. And the awe is there to just say, that's who I'm talking about. And then I could say something, Dayi and Kawudushi Yahuti, and it was like the devil's cat. Very dramatic.
Dudushi.
Okay. Anybody else want to share anything? Oh, and then there was this other thing, Yeyati Ka. I was chatting with Young Ha about, is it Young Ha? I think, got to get the stress on the first syllable. About this verb yati. And I think we probably won't do it today, but Thursday we're going to look at this verb yati. Because there's 1,000 different ways that verb can be used. And you learn how to conjugate it, that yati part, and then you could say a whole bunch of different stuff. To be somewhere, to, and so that's how you'd say was on my lap, was in the cupboard, was somewhere. It's just going to be someplace, yayati. And so that's, once you put the sort of the location in front of it, it means to be at a place. So you could say koktukhewuti was in a box. Nadak kokhewuti was on the table. Bad kitty. Hushke douchey was Shayet Tayikhewuti was under a pillow, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, any other questions?
Hey, Hune, can you all hear me? Okay. So my question is, with the sense of being, is there a notion of like internal versus external sense of being, like the difference between like mentally how I'm doing versus like behaviorally how I'm doing, like how I feel well versus like I'm doing well? I'm not sure if that's like too Western of a framework of thought.
No, it's totally. Oops. So with, oh, I'm getting feedback from somebody. Hold on. Mute everybody. Okay. So the main ways, so talking about states of being and also behavior and actions in Tlingit, Yati covers quite a bit, but it's just sort of like to be a certain way. So like I was crazy, I was great, I was something, but it tends to be more like some sort of quality that you're putting onto it, and that's going to be Yati. Then if you say tu yeyati, ach tu yewuti, then you're getting into that sort of emotional area, and then you can also say ach tu wu. And so there's a bit of a difference between these things. So you could say ach tu yeyati, and you're really saying that's how I feel, that's my mental state, that's my emotional state. For Tlingit, it seems like emotions, thoughts, intentions, and your spirit are all just tied together in this same realm, which is generally inside yourself. So once you start talking about inside, now you're getting into this tu range. And so ach tu yeyati literally means to be located inside. So you could say chan ach tu yeyati. There's anger inside me. And so there could be a number of different things that are there, or you could just say ye'awa ach tu yeyati. That's just how I feel about it. That's how I think about it. The other thing could be ach tu wu. So ach tu wu is closely related, but depending on how it's being used, is in intention, emotion, feeling, spirit, thoughts, desires. It could be any of those things. They're all kind of tied together. We pull it out from context the way that you're using it. And there's certain emotions. Ach tuwu yake, I feel good. Ach tuwu segu, I feel happy. Ach tuwu yanik, and I feel sad. Ach tuwu kaudenet, I'm nervous. I feel shaky inside. And so there's a number of these different things. And then you could say, there's another variation, which you could say, ach tu wuch, which usually you're going to ask someone else. And so the way that I've heard this used the most would be like this, dasa itu wuch, which is a real shortcut way to ask, like, how do you feel about it, right? So for example, if I'm sitting there with two elders and they're translating for me, and I'm trying to get them to translate a story from English into Tlingit, one of them might say it and then turn to the other and say, Dasa itu wuch, which in the context means, what do you think about it? Do you agree? How do you feel? The other way that we could say this is if there's a group of us and someone says, Guksai tuati gachtuchai, where do you want to eat? And I might say, what's up? Zerelda's, or Kilo Noodle House, right? Or whatever. I could say something. So, Zerelda Zachtuasaku. Dasa itu wuchtua. But what do you want? So it kind of depends on the context, right? Or you could say, yeah, what do tu wuch? And then if we're talking about a story, that might mean that's what she or he wanted. And so, but generally, and then you have a couple of other things. So like kunuk is another one which has to do with actions or general behaviors. Yeausene, to fix something or to prepare it. And then wutzagit would mean to be up to some kind of mischief, usually, depending on how it's being used. But this is where, yeah, so when we start saying like wasa iati, it's sort of like, how are you? How are you doing? But if you said wasa shti danuk is how do you feel inside? And so kind of depending on the context, because if we're using language with people we know well, we might know somebody's going through a hard time and we want to show them support. And so when we're asking them how they're doing, if you call someone who's just been diagnosed with some kind of illness or something, when you ask how they're doing, that's a very different way than just day to day, how's it going type of stuff. And so for Tlingit, it works like that too. Yeah, we'll look at this one probably today. Kuanuk means to be doing something or behaving a certain way. And so we'll look at that because we were talking with Keochne Nora Dowenhauer, and we said, and so there's these two ways to ask how somebody or what somebody is doing. So you could say, I think that's low. And then you could say, oops. I better check the tone on these. So the first one is Kuanuk. And that's one that we look at in the beginning Tlingit workbook. So it should be high. Kuanuk. Oops. And then the other one is Da'ine. So they're both high. Okay, good. So we were asking Nora Dowenhauer, we said, because both of these mean, what are you doing? Wasaqiyanuk dasage da'ine. And we asked her, we're like, how do you know which one to ask? And she said, well, it depends on what they're doing. So we said, so you got to know what they're doing to ask what they're doing? And she said, well, you got to kind of guess. So the way it is this one is just sort of general, like, what are you doing? And this one would work well for like verb charades or something like that. Dasakuwanuk. And they could act something out, and then you'll say, oh, they're running, they're jumping, it's just more strictly associated with sort of actions. Whereas dasa ye da'ine is more like, what are you working on? You're cutting fish, you're writing something, it's more kind of busy work, I guess. And so this is the busy work of sort of getting something done, as opposed to wasaqiyanuk. So if you were on the phone, wasaqiyanuk would probably be maybe a safer one, unless, they already, I don't know, if they had already signaled that they were working on something. Kachasne, I'm knitting. Kachshechit, I'm writing.
Just sitting here talking on the phone.
Yeah, Cha'a, just sitting here. So it's usually going to be some sort of general kind of verb is what you're going to end up with.
Just sitting here counting my fingers.
Yeah, right.
I don't understand the distinction with the dasa ye da ine being, what are you doing? And busy work being another word that I'm not exactly sure what you mean by it.
Okay.
Because if I was talking to a friend who was a knitter or a painter, I might say, what are you working on? And that is more like, what's your current project?
Yeah, that's more like that second one.
Da'ine.
Da'ine.
So to me, that's like, busy work sounds like something that's not so important.
Oh, okay.
But I feel that a project or something that's really something you care about,
Okay.
that you want to get done. So that would also apply for da'ine.
Yeah, because it's like, what are you working on?
Uh-huh.
And the first one is, what are you doing?
Okay. Gunashchi.
Just one comment from Whitehorse. It's Yan Kahla.
Okay.
So in my experience with language, I was born with language. Masa Keanuk is more in reference to your physical behavior. Dasa ye daine is what are you doing more with your hands? Like, what are you sewing? What are you building? What are you cooking? Is things that you're doing with your hands is dasa ye daine. Masa kiyanuk is more physical action. Like, are you jumping? Are you acting? Are you playing? So that's what my interpretation is of being raised in the language.
Yak echa we kens cheese.
Yahweh.
Yak owe. Chonach yak e. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah, and always feel free to jump in if you think of an answer that was a perfect scenario where your answer just really made it concrete for us. Yak echa.
I think that sort of relates to the way that when the Tlingit word for a person, kajagu, is like an artist, or is a person who works with their hands. So that sort of thought of working with your hands to produce something can be a special activity, can be very important, could be maybe just daily work, but I feel like in my mind there's a distinction, and I like hearing that.
Okay. Okay. Cheese. So the other day, oh, go ahead.
And I have a question about birds.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do birds. Okay.
I started, didn't want to bring it up, but, sorry guys. Anyway, that I couldn't find a Tlingit word for, the bird nation.
Oh yeah. Okay.
We've got little birds and songbirds, but what is
And not flap your wings either.
all the birds?
This is what I was told was that birds are ut kautagiji ut, the things that fly around. So one thing is yendakin, multiple things is yakanashich. And so the way this is, so we'll do a little warm-up activity, is now and then we're going to just sort of do this kind of game. And we'll work on this collectively. So what we'll do is we've got quite a few folks. Kleinach, Dachnach, Naskinach, Dachuninach, Kunsa, Deslin, Keetiku. Kuninach Sawi Johan Deslin.
Guanlin.
How many folks do we got in Teslin? Yake. Yake. So we got a lot, maybe up to 20 point people online, maybe.
Is Quan Lin a general descriptor for the area of Whitehorse? How would we?
Like the place name of it.
So
Yeah.
we can call that Quan Lin.
Yeah.
Gunachish.
So there's
Dachadushu in Kwanlin.
Yake, Dachadushu. It's just Jinkat Nach, which is those two communities. Yake, Kachonach Yake. So what I like to do is just sort of send this around, and this might take a little while. We've got a bunch of folks online. I'll just try and name you by what I see on the screen. I might need some help. If you haven't gone yet, just let me know if I end up not calling on you. And we're going to name as many birds as we can. And we're going to do this all in Tlingit. So if I try to say a bird that somebody else has already said, you can say Deutua'ach. Deutua'ach, which means we already heard it. And that just means try and think of a different one. And if you can't think of one, you can just say hooch. And we all win. No single person wins. There's no champions, there's no losers. This is just an exercise to see how many we can name. When we come back out of this exercise, if you have any questions, write down. Like if you don't know, if you want to know what that one is, then just write it down and we'll talk about it later. So we'll try not to use English for this. This is a list building activity. And we'll do this, we're doing it for birds, we'll do it some other time for land animals, some other time for water animals, some other time for plants. Maybe we'll do body parts, which can get kind of fun. And then, yeah, so here we go. We'll just start to my left. And just help, if you've heard it, just say Deo Tua'ach. We don't have to yell it, but we can just say it. And then we'll just try and think of as many as we can. Ya'awa, Tiko'ay Juan, Ya at Kaudli Yiji at Aya, Askach to Sa, Yawe Ach to Asuku has to Sa, Kowe Konachaya would to Saku. Yawe, we at Kaudli Yiji at Aya, Slikat waits at E. Yawa Ha'itas with the Shi Nuch. Ya Ha'ani Kokaya has to Sa, has to Ashi Aya, so to Wa'ach, Ka'ach to Yakayata. Okay.
Ganda de Gugu.
Ganda de Gugu. Okay. Douche. Okay.
Gach.
Gauch. Okay. Okay.
Yakudzikei Tsatsi.
Yakutzigi Tsatsi. Okay.
Kuk.
Kuk. Okay. Tasak Toashko Yi Tu Uchoa. Just Yi Tundatani Tu. Just Yi Tu Ye Yeti. Okay. Okay. Anshawatki.
Takane.
H.
Okay. Hate. Yakecha. Audagon.
Kaidladi.
Caitlady. Okay. Tachanese. Bill.
Kin,
Tuyenaka.
Kin, Brant,
Kin. Okay. Okay. Youngha.
Shuk.
Shuch.
Shuk. Shuk.
Daislin. Yitroha.
Ot,
Tuyenaka.
ot, ot,
Tot.
Tot. Okay.
ot. Undach,
Dutch. Okay.
Oxley. Oxley.
Okay.
Coon.
Coon. Okay.
Takanez.
Tachanese. Okay.
Esawa.
Esawa.
Chuk.
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 Oh, okay. Yeah, Chuk. Hasaku. Okay, con cheese. Uchyeti.
Astayiji,
Ashtayiji. Okay. Yeah, Ashke Kadeuji.
It's
Okay.
shoe.
Shuch deu tua ach.
Oh no. A quail.
Wait, okay. Kuatun eat koa.
A.
Eish. Okay. Setuk eat koa. Satuk chadechet nu.
Tawak.
Wak. Okay. Yedishitzin eat koa.
Siu kushtanate.
Siu kushtanate. Yakecha. Chon klein eat koa.
Hin kagache.
Hin kagachi. Okay. YNLC. Ye eat koa.
Yay, Auckland.
Okay. Helli sacho ach chadechet nu. Kuye.
Yay.
Kuye. Okay. Tuk.
Hooch,
Hooch okay. Okay. Ha.
pick us first next time.
Yekoti. Wush nach wush kak. Goed uchu. Zukke. Ja. Gatkiya. Yeke.
Atu,
Hatu. Yeke.
ehi,
Inyektechi. Yeke. Zisk. Zisk. Yeke.
Kak.
Kach. Ka.
Kak.
We. Plekach enach merganzer again.
Grouse.
Yeah, away. Yeah, away. Tlingit kaki. Yeke. An shawatke. Sukke.
Is it digit gia?
Deo tua achka. Audagan.
Shukan.
Shugan. Yeah, away. Okay. Tachanes.
Ganda da gugu.
Ganda de gugu. Deo tua achka.
Guk.
Quash. Echwa ach. Yeke. Aislinn. Sukke. Wait, see.
Cheat.
Yeah, away.
Ishagwat.
Okay.
Chalk.
Chalk. Yeah, away.
Feed.
Vienaka.
Feed.
Kakit. Okay.
Say
Vienaka.
Say
Sait. Okay.
Oskutu yek zisku.
Oh, Echa. Yeke, Gunis Cheesh. Coach Yeti, he eats Koaha.
Chiech.
Chatsayachke. Eoji, Kashke.
Sawuk. Sawuk.
Yanaka. Ha. Heshi Sahwaach Koa.
Asking if I froze. You would eat if the computer freeze.
Oh, can you guys hear?
Did it. Go ahead. Sawuk.
Shabuch. Yeke.
Kityat.
Kitchyat Yeowa. So, oh, Yedikuk. Kusua. Kuwatun. Waksha.
Shaya.
Shayash. Yake. Sheesh. Satuk. Waksha.
Kaitladi.
Caitladin. Gwashdeo tua achkoa.
Hoot.
Okay. Yedushitzin. Eat koha. Okay. Juan Shane.
Chik.
Chik. Okay. Jungha.
No, that's definitely been said. Douche.
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 Deo tua achkoa. Kaasa di tua sagu tsukka. Dakasa. Kashi ach yidet koa. Tsukka. Het koa. Kach. Yuk. Okay.
Nooked.
Nukt. Kanuk. Tsukka.
Sauce.
As. Yeowa.
Chuck. Yes.
Okay. Chakes. Yeowa.
Usnach. Us. Ach.
Yeowa. Deo tua achkoa. Wush nach wushtak. Okay. Dasa? Hintak Yandakingach. Those in the YNLC and in Tesson, we might need you guys to get closer to where the microphone is whenever you need to talk. I guess we might have to try and get a microphone set up for you guys next time. I'll try and talk to some folks about it. Hintak yandakin gao. Okay. All right. That was a lot.
Slach.
Shach again. Yeah, what shach? What's test? Okay, anybody want a translation for any of those?
I didn't understand a lot of the words that Deslin was saying.
Mhm.
I didn't hear them or couldn't figure out which were the birds they were talking about.
Oh, well, they've got some they're like Dutch and stuff is only used kind of in the interior.
So can they tell us?
Yeah. Aislinn, you want to tell us some of the ones that you guys named and give us the translation? I guess there's a few. If there's any that you know that were maybe kind of more particular to where you guys are.
Well, Shamsa with Undutch apparently is taken from the English word Old Dutch, which was used to scare kids before to get them to go to bed. So that's like taken from an English word, Old Dutch, Undutch. Oh.
Dutch means owl.
Yes. Thank you, Barb.
I'll get it then.
Coon Dutch
Dutch.
from English.
Old Dutch is what she said.
Old Dutch?
Coon Dutch.
Okay, swan.
Ah,
Chook is robin.
hey. Juk. Shoe.
Coon
Coon.
is flicker.
Yeah, what?
Ah.
The red shafted flicker. My daughter, Tlingit, the mother of that little red bird, as my grandma told me. And the coon, through research, the red shafted flicker in the head or the feathers that they use on the headdress of the shakya. That bird.
Coon.
Yeah, what? Coon. Yeah. Dr. Waiti saw Kuayakuzati. Coon claw. Shaka Cooney. Shakuni. Yeah, what? Yeah, okay. Sheesh.
Yahweh, Dakawedi Sai.
Ah.
I saw that and I was wondering how when I saw it on the list, and I thought, oh, that's interesting because it's a bird name.
Uh-huh.
Yahweh Shleishlu, among the Dakawedi Hidi, one of the houses.
Yeah, what?
We Yahayik Huatin. I was looking for the pictures of all these things that fly at Cowdley Ji
Ah.
We Katu you Kayak. Hey sweetie. That's what it sounds like, and I listened to it because there's audibles, and I thought, yeah, it sounds like that little chickadee saying that. But when it gets angry, it says something else.
Oh,
Listen to it. It sounds like it's saying it over and over.
It's supposed to sound like chickadee, but it doesn't sound like chickadee at all to me.
I saw something on Wikipedia that chickadee is its alarm thing. Normally it just says DDD or something.
It does that too. It does D D D D D.
Mhm.
But you can listen to it and it does sound like "Hey, sweetie."
Hey, sweetie.
I think there were four that I heard different recordings.
Wow.
Remember that.
Yak eh. Achonach yak eh, Johan. That was lots. That was good. So we'll try it again, maybe in a week or two. We'll see. I think next time we'll try plants, perhaps. But when we do that, I want us to not be reading them off of lists or looking them up, though. Even though that's fun, I want to just see, like, and so next time I'll say, let's do plants. So just study a whole bunch of plants and see which ones you can remember. Even though we learn from looking them up too, but it's sort of a what do we know type of exercise.
At one time, didn't we have insects in things that flap their wings?
I guess we could include insects.
I mean,
in this
I don't really
category.
want to. Where do they go?
I guess maybe we're gonna ask.
Bugs?
I have to ask what we'll call insects, just generally. I don't know. You can. Okay. Any other thoughts, questions? Okay.
So next time we'll be on plants.
Yeah, plants.
Goodness cheese.
Give you a couple weeks to study up your plants. And that includes trees, berry bushes, grasses, mosses. We should be able to go pretty long. Wow.
Can we do like ocean plants too?
Yes. We'll do ocean. That will include underwater plants, ocean plants, lake plants, river plants.
Vegetable matter.
Yes. Katkayani.
So food.
Yeah. Oranges, apples. So we found an old word for banana. It's chakhagu. Eagle claw.
Oh.
Better than monkey food, I think. And then chaktayi was a name we found for butter, which is eagle fat.
The color.
Maybe, yeah. The color yellow.
We should have done the beak.
Yeah.
Oh, chaklu is like an orangish yellow. Yeah, oh, what? Okay. Okay. So let's go back. So we're looking at how to put Tlingit questions together. And so we'll probably just power through our break tonight. If you feel like you need it, let me know. So like looking at a graph like this, it just sort of a graphic, it just shows you how to formulate these basic questions. So when you say da sa, that's a what type of question? So everybody say da sa,
Da sa.
da sa, da sa, and which one? Da sa,
Da sa.
da sa.
Da sa.
And then the in that can be replaced by something else, right? So I could say da sa, which cup? Da sa, which apple? And then the wa is going to ask a how type of question. Wa sa. Wa sa. And for our daqaqu, ma sa.
Masa.
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 And then a who type of question. Adusa.
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 Asa.
Asa.
And then a where type of question. This one's a little different. It usually likes to have a suffix on the gu part. So for example, where is it at? We'll say guhsa.
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 Where is it going? Gudesa.
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 Where is it from? Gudaksa.
Gudachsa.
Udachsa.
Gudachsa.
Then how many? Unsa.
Hunsa.
Unsa.
Hunsa.
And you could put something in between. Undanasaya.
Hundanasaya.
Unkaksawe.
Untaksawe.
Untaksa.
Untaksa.
Unyagisawe.
Yagisawe.
So, we did how much money, how many apples, how many years, how many days, right?
Can we go back to gu?
Mhm.
Could you use any of the directional adverbs?
Suffixes.
Yeah, suffixes,
Suffixes, yeah.
like guyan. Is that a suffix?
No.
No, it's not. Okay.
So there's about 6 of them.
Okay, I'm looking at something else.
And adusa is the same as asa.
Yes. And then when in the future, Gwatginsa.
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 And if you're one of the Yaktat people, say Gutginsa.
Gwatginsa.
And when in the past, so it has already happened, Gwatksa.
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 Yaktat ku'u'u'ko'a. Gutksa.
Gwatksa.
And then what for, usually what's it going to benefit? Who's going to receive it? It's usually to benefit something. Dot yissa.
Yissa.
Dot yissa.
Yissa.
What are you buying that for? What are you cooking it for? What are you making it for? It's kind of associated with giving and gifting. The second what for is like going after something. Like, what are you going to the store for? What are you looking for? What are you to be going after something? Qasa.
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 And then just a general why. Wanachsa.
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 So some of them sometimes are okay with just the sa on there. Like if someone says, chone, I'd say dasa. Or if someone says, if I say wasa iyati, they might say kesh ushke. Say wasa. It's just like, what's happening? How? What is it? Other times, a lot of times they're going to want the we on there or the ya. The we is probably more common. But again, coming back to these, ya refers to something immediately nearby or right now. We is kind of over there and at some not really it's an unspecified time. And then yu is way over there, over yonder, long time from now, long time ago. He is kind of rare, but it means kind of nearby, but maybe a little bit unknown, right behind me, closer to me than you. And that's how, and then these, they pair with other things. They don't always form a question. The most obvious example would be, Wasahatuwu yakewagao. How good we felt at that time. And that's just a statement, right? So sometimes it's associated with just trying to push a verb up to this really high level. Any questions about the questions?
Can you add some of those to the standard questions with a verb so we can feel?
We're going to look at some right.
Oh, we are? Okay. Well, amazing.
Okay. So now we're going to walk through some of these slides that just show some sample sentences. I'll try to switch these to different dialects in the case where I might know them. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to start taking a closer look at how some of these phrases work. So these are some phrases. If you notice something that needs adjustments, feel free to let me know. But for this one, we've learned how to say it. And we'll say it dakka shingit dakka echka shingit yachtsu wasa iati
Wasa iati.
masa iati
Masa iati.
wasa iati
Wasa'iyati.
Masa'iyati.
Masa'iyati.
So kind of going back, and we'll just keep stressing this a little bit, when we're doing the bird exercise and you're thinking of a bird and you're not quite sure if that's what it's called, you should just sort of say it and say either guaxie, which is maybe, or yekushe, is that how it is? Yeakwe, is that how it is? But you should not go shoo, where you're doing this rising tone thing to just say, I'm not really sure, because it doesn't have a tone. There's no tone. There's not a climbing tone in Tlingit. We don't let our tone climb.
What was the shuk part?
Oh, I was just sort of giving an example of the bird, from the bird exercise. So, but that comes up because we don't say, wasa'iyati, right? We don't, it doesn't climb. Wasa'iyati, that's a question, right? So here's the masa part for inland folks, and then iyati. So now we're trying to look at the verb in a couple different ways. We're going to start looking at these verbs a little bit more closely. One is we should be able to spot a root in there. That root is to be. There's some other stuff. Ya is a classifier, and then I is an object pronoun. Right? So khatyati, iyati, yati, hasyati, hayati, yiyati, kayati. Those are the ways that this can change, and we'll start changing them too. Dasa.
Dasa.
Dasa ituwasagu.
Dasa ituwasigu.
Dasa ituwasagu.
Dasa ituwasigu.
And you say, Tlingit. Right? So here's the, and then, so the other thing is we say, well, what's part of the whole verb phrase? Because sigu means happy, but a pronoun thing with tuwasigu means to want or to like. And this is in English, you say you like all kinds of things, right? I like Nirvana, and I like Vans, and I like long hair, and I like ice cream. But in Tlingit, you don't always do that type of thing if you just really look at how the language works. You can't separate like I want and I like. But you could say, that looks good to me, that tastes good, that looks good, that sounds good. You can say things like that. So ituwa goes in front of the verb, and then this is one where once we hear it a couple different ways, we'll say, oh, it's that type of pronoun. Because I could say, dasa tuwasagu. I guess if I'm just talking to myself. Maybe there's 50 kinds of ice cream or whatever. And then, so this is the root, gu, and then the classifier is si. We're starting to look at the classifier because we're going to talk about it more. You're going to start to understand what it does and how it functions. Daq'asa.
Daq'asa.
Daq'asa khan yahyati.
Daq'asa khan yahyati.
Which one of those things is red, right? So we have khan, and we have yahyati, to be like. So there's a set of nouns that can also be colors. Khan, eish, shawuch, tsagwat, ketluchu. And there's these tuch, glate, and so daqasa glate yahyati, daqasa tuch yahyati. And so but this is just showing which one of those things. And we can mix these up. Daqasa ituwasagu. Which one do you want? Adusa.
Adusa.
Adusa kakisha.
Adusa kakisha.
Adusa kakisha.
Adusa kakisha.
Who are you going to marry? That's a nosy question.
And would you ask a woman that?
Yeah. But sha is the verb root, which you could say maybe it could be women. That's the verb root.
Progressive.
Maybe it isn't. So again, here's the verb, here's the root. Kaki is, and for inlanders, they'd probably say gaki. Gaki seems to be preferred over kaki. It tends to go back and forth for certain coastal communities. But that gaki or kaki is you are gonna. And that's a future prefix. You're gonna see it a lot.
Okay.
So here's a variation. Sometimes you'll see a CH on the ado. And the CH means we're talking about who is doing the verb. So that's when you'll see that. So if you say, aduch sawucha,
Adutsa ucha.
aduch sawucha,
Adutsa ucha.
who ate it, right? Who ate it? So I had a cookie here, I left, came back and there was just crumbs. Aduch sawucha, right? And so again, cha is the root, wu is the prefix. We're going to look at, you're going to get to the point where you're going to look at verbs as sort of these chunks. And the two big ones are the root and, or what we call the stem, and the prefix. Learn how to put the prefix together, learn what the stem will be, bang. And sometimes you have some stuff before, but that's the main part of putting verbs together.
And what's that blue ergative?
Oh yeah, so this is a suffix that we put onto things if we need to specify who did the action or what they might have done it with, right? And so you could say, if we're telling a story and you say, Yesh awewucha, raven ate it, right? And so the CH pops up if there's a bunch of different people and we need to clarify who's doing it.
Raven is the one who ate it.
Yep. And so the CH will pop up on there. And
that's what ergative means?
Yeah. It's just marking who did it. The other place you might see it is you'll say kuhi dachawe akawagwash. He hit him with a pencil. So sometimes you're saying what the person did it with. Right?
But is it always in that beginning of the utterance, that focus position?
It usually comes in the beginning. When I ask speakers to translate things and they're using this, it usually comes before the verb. Gudesa.
Gudesa.
Gudesa yani kuch.
Gudesa yani kuch.
Gudesa yani kuch.
Gudesa yani kuch.
Where are you going? By boat or car. So here's the gude and the sa. Then the verb itself is ya ni kuch. Kuch is to go by boat or car. So I could say gudesa yani gut. Where are you walking to? Gudesa yani shich. Where are you running to? Gudesa yani quat. Where are you crawling to? And then why are you crawling? Unsa.
Hunsa.
Unsa iya u.
Hunsa iya u.
Unsa iya u.
Hunsa iya u.
How many did you buy? So we have iya u, that's the verb. You bought it. And then u is the root. Gutkinsa.
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 Gutkinsa nechtekaki gut.
Gutkinsa nechte kaki gut.
Gutkinsa nechtekaki gut.
Gutkinsa nechte kaki gut.
There's a lot of gus in there. I should have had a gu in here
Say that to a
each day or something.
staying a little too long.
Yaya Gyuksha. So Gutkinsa, there's the setting up the question. Nechte. And so once we start getting into motion, walking, running, boats, cars, planes. It wants to be going to or from. There should be some type of thing right before. Not every time, but there almost always is. And so you'll see it. And so you got neich, day. So it could be anything day. Hundakahiti day, shkun day, wherever people might go. Giwadakahiti day, ayach day, ik day. You can have all these different places to go. And then we've got gakikut. And then that could change too.
A place name?
Yeah.
Hunachte, Hunachte, or do you have to
Well, you
have
say, Gwatkin sa huna de gachtu kuch. When are we going to go to Huna by boat? Gwatkin sa hilo de gachtu dakin. Gachtu wasagu. When are we going to go to Hilo? Right? So then we'll learn how to, so here's the time part, here's the place, and then this, and then we'll learn how to change this. Gakigut, you are going to. Kukwagut, I am going to. Kukwagut, she or he is going to. Gachtuat, it's got to change if we pluralize it. Gachyiat, when are you guys going? Kwatkinsa nechte gachyiat, when are you guys going home? Not till 7:30. Kwatksa.
Kwatksa.
Kwatksa hot iagut.
Kwatksa hat iagut.
Kwatksa hot iagut.
Kwatksa hat iagut.
So there's Gwatksa, so now it's saying it's already happened. Hot is to arrive at this place, or this general area around us. So this is, you're going to see ha pop up sometimes. Ha da dushi, ha da kuchi, ha yigudi, ha de, ha gu. It's all the same thing. It's all the ha thing. This is similar to the ya, we, you types of things as ha in this area around us. Right? And then iyagut. So this is that same verb for you to go. So you're going all over the place, right? Going home, coming here. And then, so there's the root, which is gut in this case. Everybody okay?
Can you say, could change the hat to you? When did you go there? When did you get there?
Yeah, well,
Is that too hard?
You can say, Gwatksa hundakahitit iyagut. When did you make it to the store? Because there's another thing that you've got to figure out, which is, did you make it there yet or not? Because there's two ways to ask it, right? So I could say, Gwatksa nechteyigud. When did you head home? Gwatksa necht iyagut. When did you make it home? Yeah, but then it's.
But her question was about saying, when did you get there? Like we've already been talking about where there is.
Mhm.
So
instead
not
of
right here.
hot,
We.
You would say.
Oh, I see.
Kwatksa.
So weh would be like you're pointing at it. Right. So if we're already talking about it, I would probably say Gwatksa iyagut. When did you get there? Is, or at iyagut would be another way you could say that. Otherwise, you would usually mention where the place is.
Okay.
Yisa.
Yisa.
Yisa yisai.
Yisa yisai.
Yisa yisai.
Yisa.
Yisai.
What are you cooking it for? Right? You're cooking this huge pot of clams or something. I don't know. God. Chachai. Zisk. Zisk. Gli. Wanachs or dak yisa wait ziskutli yisa. And so again, like the context would be like you're trying to figure out like, oh, this must be like for some big dinner or something. This must be for, you're cooking extra. Maybe you're making it for the neighbor or something. Dat qasa.
Dat qasa.
Dat qasa.
Dat qasa.
Dat qasa qushi.
Dat qasa kushi.
Dat qasa qushi.
Dat qasa kushi.
What is she or he looking for? Right? And then you'll say the noun, and then you'll have qa after it. So qa, so we did de, dach, de, dach. So de is towards, dach is away. Qa is to be going after it, looking for it, going to the store for it. So you could say, kuch qa hundaka hiti de kuchwagut. I'm going to go to the store for rice. I'm looking for the sugar, right? And so these are just things that we learn how to just sort of put them together in more and more complex ways.
Could you say the one about I'm going to the store for rice?
Kucha hundakahitide kukwagud. So if we were to, I'll just put it on here so we could see it.
Sheesh.
I'll say kucha. Then, so that could be any kind of noun, and then this could be any kind of place, right?
Okay. Goodness.
And then this as a suffix, because it's an open suffix, qa, it will be the opposite of the tone before it. Kuchqa, hinqa, saqa, right? Dat qasa. Oh, did we do that one? Wanakhsaya.
Wanakhsaya.
Wanakhsaya iqach.
Wanakhsaya igach.
Wanakhsaya iqach.
Wanakhsaya igach.
Why are you crying? So there's the verb. Iqach, like it's happening right now. Dasaway.
Asawe.
And so coming back, so those were the questions, just showing some examples of all of those, like how you might use them. So one of the things you might do is go through Hashuka or Hatu or anything that has stories that are already translated for you, and do a reading where you're just looking for some of these to see how are they being used in storytelling, speech making, day-to-day speech. Just listen for them, see how speakers are putting them together, because sometimes you can get things like and sometimes the construction is not always going to be like directly translatable. So you could say, for many days, he was looking for rice, right? Like it was, Juno ayat kahuch with kwati. They were looking for eggs because there were none in Juneau. Happened a couple times recently. I ran out of eggs. I get a golden chicken, I guess. Any questions?
Growing up, I also heard Gusu and then a name.
Yeah.
So my grandma would be asking me where a sibling was.
Yeah, so gusu. and then a name or a kinship, like gusui kla, gusui ik, gusui chuch. And then you can also say gusu wei noun, gusu wei gao, gusu wei gucha, gusu wei kahue. Yeah, so gusu, that's another one. Similar to, well, it comes from there. And it's a little bit different in how it gets put together because the sa becomes a u sound, and there's a reason for it. Because when you answer it, there should be a u on the end. Shkunuhu. He or she is at school. Nechuhu. She or he is at home. And so that's a suffix, which is the or the w, which means to be located somewhere, but we're not going to use a verb. That's why you say achji wu. You hear that wu on there, because that's that same suffix. Nechuhu, yaduhu, weiduhu, yuduhu, keshyatu. Not here, right? That's always a good answer for like, where's your sibling at? Keshyatu. I'm not telling. He's obviously not here. Okay.
Hey, Hune.
Asa, what's that?
Oh, wasa duwasak. Like if you were saying, like, is this when you wanted to meet? So there's a question, like within a question, like the question becomes the adjective, if that makes sense.
Oh, yes. Well,
Is this it? Like, is this what you're looking for? Is this how it is? I don't know. Yeah.
okay. Well, let's try and think of a couple examples. So let me just grab these and make a new slide. Oh,
Like if I was a student and asking you, is this how you wanted me to, complete this project, or, is this how you wanted me to do it? Like, did I do it right? Or yeah, I'm just trying to.
okay. Yeah. So like, let's just try the first one. Like, when did you want to meet? When did you want to get together? When did you want the group to get? It kind of depends on what we're talking about. So this one you could say Guatkin sa. And then we're going to have the first verb.
That's past. Oh, no, that's future.
I should use that one. Okay, this will be better. So we could say Guatkin sa. Guatkin sa ituasagu. Well, Guatkin sa ituasagu. I think you just go straight to when are we going to get together, right? Guatkin sa wushkanach gach tudaat. When are we all going to meet? Guatkin sa. And then there would be some other verb. It might be tricky to try and tie this to multiple verbs. But then if you say like, did I do this thing the way you wanted to? You could say, ayach akwa, and that's, is it correct? Ayach akwa, is it correct? Ade yochseneyi, yeah. The way that I did it. Ade yochseneyi, yeah. And then to try and tie that to like the way that you told me or the way that you wanted to, I don't think you really need that part because it could just be sort of, it's already built into the question, I think. Did I do this correctly? And so that's probably an easier way to do it. If we start trying to string together 2 or 3 things, we can get there. But for now, I think we'll keep them kind of short, if that makes sense. And but this leads us to these other things, like so you could say ye awe, which is that is how it is, and you could say ye kusha, and that becomes a question. Is that maybe how it is? And you can also say beep beep. Ye akwa, is that how it is? And then all of these can be, the ye can be substituted with ayach. Ayach owe, that's correct. Ayach kshe, is that correct? Maybe. Ayach akwe, is that correct? And so these are just different ways to sort of check your own work as you're trying out sentences, as you're answering things. So we don't have to say, if I were to say, you know, how would I say I'm going to go to Skagway. So if you're going to put it together and you're sort of making a guess, you wouldn't want to say Skagway de Kakwagut. Right? You just say Skagway de Kakwagut. Yekusha. Then you can ask the question after. And so these would just be used to just really what you're signaling as a student of the language is, I think so, right? Is that right? And there's a few other ways to do that, but that's probably a good start for now. Okay. Any other questions?
Could you put that back?
Okay. And I'll make this into a PDF, and I'll put it up on our. So for those of you who might not have been with us next week, if you go to tlingitlanguage.com, there's some different tabs there. One of them says Learning Tlingit. Then you go to Intermediate Tlingit, and that's where you can sign into our class. That's where you can view classes that have already taken place, and that's also where you can go to look at, like, if we do a slideshow or something, I'll put the slideshow up there as we're like taking notes in the class and I'm showing you things. I'll make that into a PDF document and put it up there. So just so you know, in case you miss a class or you want to review something, or if you know someone else that might want to join us and hang out with us, let them know about the link. So there's a couple of these, so you can pair with either cha or tlech, and then they just create sort of a different meaning, right? So we go through these and we get chadasa,
Chadasa.
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 And it's being used by some of the younger learners as sort of like whatever, right? Which is, I think, is fine. But usually it's just sort of used like chadasa ituwasaku, whatever you want, right? Dasa ituwasaku tuchai chadasa. What do you want to eat? Whatever, right? But then you bring up something I don't like, I'm like, click. And then if you put klesh in front of it, it goes from whatever to nothing, right? Kleshdasa.
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 And so, but one thing to note about nothing is if a verb comes after, that verb will go negative. So it's really interesting how that works, right? So for example, to see this in action, oops. See if we can get another Johnny Appleseed thing here. Sheesh, Johnny. So here's Teshdasa, and then if we had a verb down here, and we had the verb ausaku, yeah, ausakup. And what does ausaku on its own, not associated with Teshdasa? How do we translate ausaku?
No.
No. But there's a couple of things that are in there that we have to include.
He or she knows.
He or she knows it. Like all those things are built into the verb. He or she knows it. But if we wanted to put that verb onto tleshtasa, to say Johnny Appleseed, I'm going to pick on him,
Doesn't know anything.
doesn't know anything. What's going to happen is that verb will go negative. So this is how you'd say doesn't know anything, right? Which is not a nice thing to say, but maybe there's other things, right? Tleshtasa awasku.
Tleshtasa awasku.
So then we see the prefix changes. We go from ause to awus. We go from ku to ku. So both the prefix and the stem have changed. And this is just something we're going to start watching for now. We're going to start learning more about how verbs specifically work, because we'll learn these patterns and then we'll learn that we can apply these patterns to verbs, right?
So the U in the negative, the first U is the negative.
Yeah, so, well,
And then the classifier is minus I.
correct.
And
So
that,
ausaku is made up of and then y, and then a zero marker, and then si, and then ku. And then if it goes negative, then what happens is this guy gets added in there. I'm saying it's on this side. And then this goes to sa. And then this goes short. So those are the changes. And then when these combine, they just change their shape a little bit. And we'll look at all that stuff too. But a neat thing to sort of see about this, beyond the sort of, this is what's going on underneath the hood, but once we see this ausaku verb, so we can say ausateen. So we've just changed the root, but how do we translate that one?
See it? Or
She or he saw him, her, or it.
but could the Y with umlaut U is the W?
Yes. Oh, and so yeah, this one for our and this is an interesting thing about dialects, right? So for our inland folks, we know this would tusaku, amsaku, right? So this would be amsaku, but it would still be teshdasa awusku. So the switch is predictable. And same with this. This is ausateen, and in the inland we're going to say amsateen. And then for this one, so how do you think we're going to say he or she didn't see anything?
Wustu?
Oh, Augustine.
Augustine, right? And we're going to see why is the stem changing in some cases and not others. We'll learn about that. But for now, we just see that front pattern. We can learn that prefix. That prefix is a little bit more predictable, I think, than the others. I was jumping ahead a little bit, but it's good stuff. Amsaku kashtasa awasku. Okay, moving away from Mr. Know Nothing. So this one's a little bit different. So chawasa,
Chawasa.
chawasa,
Chawasa.
chamasa,
Chamasa.
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 I think. Dakha ku'u yiqitaqhike yata kashmasa.
Off having coffee.
Okay. Okay. Ikhaji and Knichish. Kashmasa. Kashwasa.
Kleshwasa.
So this one's different where the klesh doesn't mean like dasa.
We're good. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay. So chawasa or chamasa would be however. And it could just be pretty straight. But in some cases, it could mean a little bit carelessly, right? Chawasa yes ausine. They kind of did it any old way. And it's not, but in other cases, it could be, someone could say, hey, how do you want me to set up the table? Awasai tuwasaku, however you want, right? And then keshwasa doesn't mean not, whatever the nothing equivalent would be. This one has a special meaning, which is it's okay, right? And so depending how it's used, this one often has a verb, uti, which is the negative version of yati. So we see again the stem going short and high, and we see a switch from the ya to a zero. It's just the classifier doing predictable things. Katwasa oti means it's okay. And this is a really good thing to know how to say. Because sometimes we're going to do dumb things, and we're going to hurt each other's feelings, and we're going to have to apologize, and we're going to have to fix things. And so if somebody, whatever, we'll make it light. Like they were serving dinner and they forgot to give me food. And then they said, "Cha de hanau, forgive us." Katwasa oti, it's okay, it's fine. But this could also be used in other cases, right? Like you could say, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Keshwasa ikkwati. Nothing's gonna happen to you. So these are used to sometimes use like words of encouragement and things like that to talk to folks. And so this keshwasa is a pretty special combination in terms of just putting these little things together. Cha'adusa.
Cha'adusa.
Cha'asa.
Cha'asa.
Kesh'adusa.
Kesh'adusa.
Kesh'asa.
Kesh'asa.
So we got whoever and nobody. But that's not everybody, that's just whoever, right?
Oh.
Cha'asa. Cha'asa dituasaku kahwe keijetsu. Whoever wants coffee, raise your hand. I don't have any. I shouldn't have asked. Just a sip.
There you go.
Okay. Chakudesa.
Chagudesa.
Chakudesa.
Chagudesa.
Keshkudesa.
Keshgudesa.
Keshkudesa.
Keshgudesa.
Probably not used as much as the other two, but you could use them that way. Chadakasa.
Chadakwasa.
Chadakasa.
Chadakwasa.
Whichever one, right? So if they're giving away cups or whatever, which one do you? Dakasa ituasugu. Chadakasa. Whichever one.
How do you say everywhere?
Katyede.
Okay, so it's not cha guzue.
Yeah.
Cha guzue.
It changes. So the
Okay.
ku is putting it somewhere specific. But the katyede could also mean, it's really interesting because there's this little word, yeah,
Yeah.
which we saw earlier when we put something else together. We use yeah. Oh, it's right there. So I think it's the same word. And so we'll look at this. So there's this one word which means all. And it's a really good word to know as well.
Huh.
Shtakat.
Cut.
Shtakat.
Cut.
Shtakat.
Cut.
And this is good practice for people who want to use the running into a consonant sound. Because a lot of people want to put some kind of vowel in the front. It just goes shta. And this means all. And then there's different things we could put after, right? So shtakat at, what do you think that would be?
Everything.
Everything, right? Shtakat ka.
All people? Everybody?
All people. everybody, right? Shtakat. And then this one is shtakat ye. It's gonna usually want to have yay day on there. So it's gonna want to usually look like this. And shtakat yay day could mean going everywhere. And it could also mean, like, it depends on how it's being used, right? Because if I said shtakat yay day, kaududli se, that means a whole bunch of different colors. So it kind of depends on the context. It could mean going in different directions. It could mean all over the place. He just walked all over the place, or she did, right? But the shtakat you'll see, and then sometimes you'll have cha in front of it. And that's where like every single, like, shtakat yuhan, every single one of you. Okay. Okay. Anybody got any questions, thoughts, answers, insights?
Seems to me like because of the way you make it negative, it's like he doesn't know nothing.
Yes.
Versus
It's probably a more accurate translation
anything.
as far as how it works.
Negative, negative. Just it's so negative. We're making everything negative.
We're going to negative town tonight.
Languages do that.
I know. I think English does that.
Yeah, right. And there's,
Yeah.
because English you could do both.
I mean, I think in Japanese you don't. That's another language I know. Where you say, yes, I'm not going.
Oh,
Are you going? Or you're not going, are you? Yes, I'm not going.
Oh.
And you mirror the correct thing that they just said. You don't take it the other way.
I guess, huh? Yeah. Young, huh?
Do you? Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's like the same thing with the question, do you mind? Because when I was learning how to speak English, that was like my least favorite question, and it still is, because you say, no, I do not mind, as in, yes, I'm totally willing to do it. But yeah, anyways. This is a tangential question that has more to do with like tone. I was noticing what you were saying in terms of when it changes into negative, it becomes kind of like shorter. And I feel like a lot of languages, in terms of like when you're saying yes or affirming something, it's usually like longer, and there's this kind of like kind of, I don't know, that sounded weird, but and then when it comes to like hesitance or reluctance, it's a very like kind of choky. And I don't know if maybe there are some counter examples. I was just kind of thinking about that as a pattern.
Okay. Yeah. So oops. When something goes into a negated form in Tlingit, it usually goes long and low, right? And so the future is a really good example. So in the future, like if we did this and we said, okay, here comes the apple seed again. So for example, to say I'm gonna go somewhere, something day, kukwagut. So that is I am going to go. And then if I'm not gonna go, so let's just say ade, to some general place. So ade kukwagut. But I could say klech ade, and this is gonna go low, right? Kukwagut, kukwagut. And so this is one thing that you could sort of look at with, and when we say tone and we're talking about Tlingit, we're not talking about, don't talk to me in that tone. You know, we're talking about high tone, low tone. That's all we're talking about. Not really attitude or emotion. It's just, is it a high tone or a low? The pitch of it, right? But generally, you see the pitch go low for negatives. There is this one exception where it's a short high thing, right? And then the other kind of interesting thing is we were looking for some, or at least I was looking for some things like this for a while. And I heard Nora say it, and you say, Keshwa sa ge uti. And then you can have some other verb. And you're saying, is it okay? Keshwa sa ge uti. Is it okay if I come by you? Keshwa sa ge uti. And I try this with my kids. I'll say, is it okay if I eat all of your cookies? I'll say, heck. It's okay if I borrow your pencil? It's okay for this? Because, yeah, that's something that we tend to do for politeness. And so if you wanted to, and the context was she was commanding us to go be by the speakers who can speak Tlingit. But she said, call them and ask them if it's okay to come by them. And she was commanding us to do that. Yeah, those are great questions, because this is, as we start putting the language together, we'll see every language has its way of functioning, and there's going to be similarities and differences between Tlingit and lots of different languages. Okay, any other thoughts? So where we're going to go from here is we're just going to review some of these nouns, looking at the pictures from beginning Tlingit. And at the end of that, we're going to do, on Thursday, a bit of an intensive grammar session, like how does Tlingit grammar work? Because I think quite a few of you are there where you're just wanting to think about this. How do I unlock the door to start putting things together myself? And that's where we want to sort of lead off to. And then next week, we'll probably take a look at the beginning Tlingit workbook, do a fast walkthrough up to where we kind of left off, getting up to the verbs in that Masakiyanuk section, where it is just, what are you doing? Then it just lists a whole bunch of different verbs. First person, second person, third person. Me, you, him, or her. Like, who is doing the thing? And so when we start looking at that, though, I'll show you a brief. So I kind of came up with this illustration in thinking about Tlingit verbal structure, and I'm probably going to even just rename the whole thing. We're trying to sort of replace some of the real technical jargony type of things. And so I'm really open to, what should we call this thing? Now, I'll tell you what it does, and then maybe we need a new name for it, because the Irialis is really neat for linguists, but I don't know if that's really neat for people who are learning Tlingit. I don't know if that really tells you. It's just...
That one's not bad.
That one's not bad.
It's not real.
Yeah. And so maybe I need to pick it. How about the potential attributive? Portative, right? And so there's these things that have names. They come from linguistics. Like, and some of these, maybe there might be somewhere we just got to learn what that type of thing is. I don't know. There's going to come a day where we could talk about all this stuff. Ade aya wututleyechiye ye awa atunachaya eka kartushakuk ya ade yu has atkin ye ya hataku konkiyen wan kanins ko atlet qaqinach qaqinach just hayu qatangi dad aya kartusaku ya wa artuasaku ko akartushakuk ya awa hain hasakawanikin ya hachako kaku we yendishani Kunahawe hasituasaku jahaqidachaya yakanadani highway haslingit yukatangi achawe yata ya asquani kwasha ide haskuchtishi ge awa hwasatin we New York City kawa hasausatin ade hasakaushahitiye Ya hastu yu katangi. Aka awe adatu takwatan. Ha, Wuhan su gwash kagach tu ak. Ya du we as. Ye kek we ye adun ye dadune ye at. Ye do sagu atlet hakinach we verb. Ye dadune ye at. Akawe adatu kagach tu saati. Ade aya ututle ye. Di awa achtuasagu is Tlingit tlaqeyi aya. Qani aya tlak ya kanajuhu. Ya chalakata ya yigach yisatin Tlingit anika. Ha. Khosaku aga. Adata ya yuchachtatani Tlingit khinach. Ya awa achtuasagu ajawe kagachtu aq lakat yuhan. Ha. Wan qaniins aqdach we technical yachti achwe wan qanin shkalnik qal atshe qal atshuk llayechi yuqatangi chadaqasa ituasagu yekakwati wushkanach watu da adi ye awe just wan qanin si ideach tuasagu ye ide qadashi aqqa yi ayi ya wushkanach watu da adi Jachan kananik dasai tuasagu kakakwa aq. Ye awe. And then some, right? So, yeah, I just want to be able to talk about this stuff in Tlingit and use Tlingit more. So, we'll keep thinking about ways to do that, to engage.
I would like to have the people from Quan Lin that haven't joined us before to introduce themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Time.
Yeah, sorry. So, Thursday we'll start with say who you are and just say something in Tlingit. So I'm not going to tell you what, but just share something with us, and we'll have a chance to listen to everybody. That's a really good reminder. And of course, bring questions that you've got. Okay, gonna cheese.
Cheese.
Siagan.
Siagen.
Again.